Money on my mind, looking for a dime. James Locke in the house, gonna help you shine.
Welcome everyone, welcome to the Poole Locke YouTube channel. I'm James Locke. Today we're going to answer some of the Ask James questions of the day. Our first question is from Carl. He says, I have a mortgage with an interest rate. It's actually lower than 4%. I definitely want to keep this in retirement. That won't be a problem, right? All right, Carl. Well, it may, or it may not be. So the thought process here is that if I have, let's say, a 4% interest rate, as long as I'm making more than 4% of my money, then I'm okay. I should keep that mortgage outstanding. And that's probably the math you're going through in your mind, Carl. But there are a few things that you need to think about. First of all, are you able to deduct your mortgage, because kind of under the previous Trump tax laws right now, where standard deductions went up, and especially with, state and local tax, SALT implications for a lot of people now, they don't itemize anymore. So now that means, you have to earn not just 4% on your money, but you have to earn 4% after tax on your money to have it make economic sense, right? And remember, in retirement, your tax situation might be quite different than it is now. So first of all, is that the case with you, or are you still able to deduct that interest on your mortgage? So that's the first consideration. The next consideration, Carl, would be even more important, and that is simple. It's not just a question of whether or not you're earning enough total return on your money to pay that 4%. It's a question of whether you're earning enough from the interest or dividends to cover that 4%. So here's what I mean. You can get a gain, and then you think you're doing well, but then again, you can give that gain back, right? You can make money one year, and you can lose it the next. And at the end of the day, you have to pay that interest, from interest and dividends, right? So you have to take only the income from your portfolio, right? If you're a regular watcher of my channel, you don't ever touch principal, don't ever sell shares, live off the interest and dividends. So if you're earning enough interest and dividends to support that interest, then maybe it's okay to keep that. But it's even kind of worse than that, right? Because now you have to cover your principal too. So this is especially crucial in a volatile market environment where capital gains aren't guaranteed. So because you might have, a 30-year mortgage, and because you might have, live 30 years in retirement, you have to say, okay, are my interest and dividends enough to support the entire payment comfortably? And if it is, then maybe you can consider it. But realize that in many cases, the interest might be low. You might be earning more in interest and dividends than what you're paying on the mortgage in terms of interest rates. But are what you're earning from that dollar amount of investments and interest and dividends more than your total mortgage payment? Or, would it free up your cash flow if you took the lump sum and paid off the mortgage? You might have more net cash flow in your pocket. So you've got to look at the tax implications, and then you have to look at the cash flow, interest and principal, not just interest versus return. And don't forget to factor in the peace of mind that comes with having a paid off home in retirement. That's something that can't be measured purely in dollars and cents. So Carl, I hope that helps. And, thanks so much for sending in your question. If you have a question like Carl did, you can send it to us. You can email it to poollocke@poollocke.com. So we're going to move on to our second question. And this is from Bernard, and he says, I'm not really worried about accidentally spending down too much money because my advisor created an income plan for me. So, oh boy, should I be concerned? Well, absolutely, Bernard. Let's dive deeper into why you should be concerned about relying solely on an income plan created by your advisor, especially in the context of investing for retirement income while reducing risk and volatility. When your advisor presents you with an income plan, it typically involves withdrawing a calculated amount from your portfolio each year to sustain your retirement lifestyle. This withdrawal often includes a portion of your principal in addition to interest and dividends. The goal is to engineer a withdrawal strategy that aims to maximize the risk of running out of money during your lifetime. However, there are inherent risks and limitations to this approach. First, withdrawing from your principal means that over time your initial investment amount decreases. This can have long-term consequences, especially if market conditions are unfavorable or if you live longer than expected. Each withdrawal reduces the amount of capital generating returns through interest and dividends, so potentially impacting your ability to sustain income throughout retirement. Secondarily, many of the software programs used to create these income plans rely on statistical probabilities and assumptions about market performance, inflation, and your longevity. So while they provide a structured framework, they cannot guarantee that your money will last as long as you need it to. In fact, some plans may suggest a withdrawal rate that has as high as a 10% chance of depleting your funds prematurely. This probability may seem small, but in the context of your financial security in retirement, even a modest risk of running out of money is significant and concerning. Now, let's contrast this with a different approach, which aligns more closely with our equation, TR equals I plus G, where TR stands for total return, I represents the income from interest and dividends, G denotes growth from capital appreciation. Instead of focusing primarily on engineering withdrawals from your portfolio, this approach emphasizes generating sufficient income through interest and dividends without dipping into your principal. By focusing on income-generating investments, like dividend-paying stocks, bonds, other income-oriented securities, you can create a sustainable cash flow or cash stream that supports your retirement needs. The key advantage here is that you're relying on a renewable income source rather than depleting your principal. This strategy aims to preserve your investment capital over time, which not only provides financial security during retirement, but also ensures you have funds available for unexpected expenses or legacy planning. Furthermore, by minimizing reliance on portfolio withdrawals, you reduce the volatility and risk associated with market fluctuations. This approach is particularly appealing for retirees who prioritize stable income streams and wish to avoid the stress of market downturns impacting their retirement lifestyle. In essence, Bernard, while an income plan created by your advisor may offer a structured way to manage withdrawals, it's essential to understand its limitations and risks. Consider discussing with your advisor alternate or alternative strategies that focus on maximizing income from interest and dividends while preserving your principal. This approach can significantly reduce the chances of outliving your money and provide greater peace of mind throughout your retirement years. Remember, the goal isn't just to manage your assets. It's to ensure they support your financial well-being for the entirety of your retirement. Hey, thanks for your question, Bernard, and I hope this helps kind of clarify the considerations around retirement income planning. Great questions today. As always, if you would like to send in your question, you can do so by emailing them to poollocke@poollocke.com. And if you like what you heard, go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel. I'm James Locke, your retirement income source. See everyone next time.
Money on my mind, looking for a dime. James Locke in the house, gonna help you shine. Retirement is near, don't you live in fear. Listen up, my friend, let me make it clear. Save